water, dive in. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we proven our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good evening, almost evening. This is staying in the Trudging Together family. Some people might be upset that I'm blowing some secrets, but you know what? I've been working on this for years. I've been patiently waiting. I don't ever want to hear anybody ever tell me I'm not patient again. Unless it's something I want. I want right now. So I just wait for people to kind of show up and, let it do its thing and get out there and, and yeah. So if you don't know, and you probably do, I've been around for a little bit. And, the one thing I'm not going to do here is I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not doing any of that. Those days are over. Those days are over. Deja vu. Whoa, deja vu. Whoa, deja vu. Yeah, well, that actually deja vu is just a slip in the matrix, and so. But I'm not here to put anybody else down. So if you're thinking I'm gonna, this is what I'll tell you. There's a lot of people in trouble right now, and what I'm trying to do is make sure that these clients are going to be covered. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. I made this. Yeah, I did. I made this when I was 18. I made it when I was 18. Yep. Yeah. Shannon gave a donation for it. She was my girlfriend at the time. Made a donation for it. I'm so glad she kept these plaques. She kept everything I ever gave her. We're supposed to be together. We're meant to be together. Trust me. Now, it's hard to read on the back because it's faded, but there was a man, his name was Ray Hayworth. Okay. About 4'9", probably weighed $110, but you didn't mess with Ray. You just didn't mess with Ray. He knew his stuff, man. And he was my first sponsor. And if you guys think people are mean in meetings now, you ain't seen that. Back then, we kind of needed to. And we're dealing with homeless alcoholics, okay? Now, when it comes to a homeless alcoholic, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink. But when it comes to a hopeless, homeless alcoholic, you got to shove his fucking head in there and make him wish he did. You do. Or they ain't going to get it. It's got to have depth and weight, man. It does. And getting through to a homeless alcoholic who's been surviving on the streets for years without you, a little bit tougher to get through to. Okay. Now, it's always done with love. It is. But sometimes it's got to be in the face. Now, we've calmed down on that a lot. Thank God. Thank God. Because not everybody needs that. But we don't need to appease either. All right. So, dear friends, thank you for taking this plaque. It probably has a defect or two. Not quite perfect. Now you know where I got my thing from. I don't edit. I come on here and make mistakes. I know I have blemishes. Sure I do. I got one right here. Right here. Okay? Very much like the people making and distributing them, but getting better. Each one is handmade from start to finish. Yep. What happened is one person would do one part, another person would do another part. Yeah, somebody had to go downstairs and cut this wood and put the grooves in. Somebody had to put this little thing on the back. We had to make these up. You had to put this on here. We had, there's a lot of stuff that went into this, and 2 or 3 people worked on this. It wasn't just me. Reflecting any defects in material and workmanship, it carries a message of hope that can be used as a gift for many occasions. Ooh. The Phoenix Concept Inc. is a non-profit corporation committed to ongoing research for the development of programs to help street people help themselves. That's the key. That is the key right there on what we're going to be doing. I'm not going to just hand these people stuff. No. Okay? Help themselves and salvage them from the trash heap of life, therefore allowing them to re-enter the mainstream of society. That's what I'm doing. Okay? Now, granted, yeah, I do want to work with homeless, but God's telling me that's not what's going to happen. Okay? It's not when I don't exactly know what's going to happen, but I do know it's coming. I do know that. I'm being relentless. So, anyway, by making and distributing items such as these plaques, we can establish and maintain facilities to help many people begin to recover from a seemingly hopeless place in life. By doing it this way, we can become self supporting and a self sufficient program through our own efforts, avoiding questionable donations or any government funding or monies. I'm not going to be taking money from the government. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Daryl has a lot to say on this too. We actually just had a pretty long talk about some homeless people, right? Thank you again for your support. If you would like to know more about us, please call or write to the phone number or address above. That's right. That's back when we used to write letters. Right? All right. This is where recovery started here in so many places. And what are we really trying to do here? We're just trying, this is the key. My key are the resources. What do you think I've been doing for 4 years? You guys been hearing me talk. I talk to this person. I talk to that person. If I don't talk to that person, then I know somebody that can talk to that person. Even my sponsor knows people that can help me out. That's why this is a tribe, and it takes a group of people. It takes a group of people. So let me give you a process here. And make up some scenarios. We're going to go through some process. I kind of want to put this up real quick first. It's challenging to work with them. It is. It is a challenge to work with homeless people. Okay. And if you haven't been homeless, it's going to be even more challenging because they're going to talk right over your head. They know how to survive. They develop a sense of desire. They have to taste the other side, so they have a sense of loss if it's taken away. Not only that, but their whole day is mandated on other people's time. You don't get to decide when you eat lunch. That is decided for you. Right? So let's say we have a young man. Parents are going to let him come back home. He's 23, 24, no family, right? Wants to come into our program. We're going to take this guy. You bet we are. But now is it going to take long before he's going to find a job and kind of get into the mainstream of society? Probably not as long as it might take some other people. He's still young. He hasn't been out of the, but maybe he wants to become a police officer or something, and this is it. Yeah, this is exactly what we're doing. Doing something that's productive with some self-worth. This helps build self-esteem. Yeah. You know what it's like to make something like this, put it up, and somebody, and you think it's worth $2, somebody gives you 10. Man, it feels pretty darn good, man. See, homeless people and even alcoholics want to feel like they're providing. Okay. So in this sober living, everybody's kind of responsible for everything. Yeah. Everybody's responsible for everything. Everybody's responsible for the rent. Everybody's responsible to make sure that we all eat. It's a community. It's a community. Okay. So this guy comes in and let's say he wants to be a police officer. Well, should probably get him. We should probably put something under his belt first, like a year of sobriety. Okay, telling you the year of sobriety is key. It may not be key to us, but in the working world, it means something. And I know this. You know this. So, right, goes to detox, goes into I'd like to call them the Hayworth houses, right? So we're not called, Dion Miller's Sober Living, which I will not do. I'm not even going to put the Trudging Together name on this one. Okay. And there's a lot of different things that we got to think of. Now let's take a different person. Let's say we have a guy that's been living on the streets for 7 years. Okay. Hasn't worked in 10. Okay. This person, now both these people are willing to get sober. Both are willing to work, but only one of them actually can. The person that's been homeless for 7 years that hasn't worked in 10 years, I'm not going to put them into a job. They need time. They need time. Okay? This person's recovery is a little different. But the same things are going to be offered. Okay? But they will not be in-house. We're going to remove anything government, anything clinical, mostly clinical. Okay? This isn't your regular sober living, but it is a sober living. Because I was talking to Daryl, my sponsor. I'm like, it's not a sober living in a sense, but he's like, yeah, but it's a sober living. I'm like, yeah, but kind of like Oxford House. They're a sober living, but you call them Oxford House. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I don't want to say we're different from them because then that creates division. Okay, and there are several very good sober livings in Colorado. There are. Okay, Sobriety House, great one. That's a really good sober living. I like them. So this person's different. Maybe they don't have their driver's license back yet. Well, we're going to help them get their driver's license back. Maybe they want a recovery coach. Well, we will search outside for a good recovery coach, because the one thing that we will be definitely responsible for is our resources. Yep. If you're not responsible for your resources, I just prefer you get out. Okay. I'm like drawing a blank on everything. There's so many moving parts that, but in the sense is very, very simple. Excuse me. Yeah. Hi, Patricia. Yeah, we do know the difference, and that's what it is. Other people are naive, and naive is not bad. They just need to be educated, right? The right way. I absolutely, the other thing that it's going to be is 12-step based. Okay. It's going to be 12-step based. We will have meetings at the house, 2 or 3 meetings a day at the house. It's open for everybody to come to. Then we'll send them out, right? I was talking to Daryl about things like, you got to be careful what neighborhood you go into, because that neighborhood may not want a bunch of drunks running around, right? Sober living's kind of have a bad rap at the present moment. And I've thought of this. What we'll do, we'll go help the neighbors. We introduce ourselves and be a good neighbor. This is part of recovery. We're going to go find the elderly and we're going to say we'll be by once a week. We're going to mow your lawn. Don't ever ask, and if they're no money, okay? Lemonade, sure, but not money. No, service work. Okay. See, there's something, and Daryl just kind of brought this up, too. There's something that I understand that unless you've been homeless, you don't get. The homeless is a community, and it's a very strong community. Okay, they're more. You don't fuck with a homeless community. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. I I do a whole thing on that. I do a whole one on that. Making me flashback, Daryl. Man, I haven't heard that one. Wow. Yep, HOAs. No HOAs. What would be best is if we had a warehouse where we could put, but that's me dreaming. Now here's the thing. I've got other people that are helping me with this. I mean, not there's some people that can help here. There's some, but what I need are good, solid. I need a lot of stuff, but good, solid house managers. Yeah, yeah. I need good house managers. 2-3 years of sobriety. Work the steps. Has some education. Yeah, there's a right person for that job out there. Okay. So the key is that we're going to provide a safe space for them to heal. That's what I'm going for. Okay. And everybody's going to have the same shot. Now, everybody's needs will be different. That's okay. What I will do is go out and find what you need and I'll supply it so that you can get your life back together. That's what we do. Okay. So I'm bringing back an element that works. That's all I'm doing. That is all I'm doing. I'm just bringing back an element that works. Okay. Accountability obviously is going to be paramount. And there's a lot of what if situations. What if we have somebody that relapse? Well, I'm going to send them to detox and then they're going to come back. I don't. Why would I get rid of someone? Because they had a slip? Nah. No. See, in our sober living, if you have a slip, it means you had a slip. We'll cover step 3 again and we'll move forward. There's no going backwards. Why? Because you had a night? No, man. You made a mistake. No, you're not going to be disbarred because you were human and did something wrong. Okay. But we know, and there's going to be things that happen. But for the most part, when I was at the Phoenix concept, I never saw anybody get into a fist fight. Not once. Nope. I heard a couple people argue, but for the most part, we were all there to, we had our heads down. We were trying to do recovery, man, and be better people. And when you get a group of folks, 8 to 10 people with the same intention, I'm telling you, you can move mountains. A chronic relapser is probably just not going to make it. That's part of the problem. The chronic relapser probably won't make it into a sober living because it's going to be a few weeks. But that's still a question that we need to address. You bet. We have to answer all those. Those are good questions. Because the question there, and with what Daryl is saying, is this: Um, how many chances do we give until we got to let them go and open that bed up for somebody else that's willing? And those are the hard decisions, and that's where house rules are going to have to come into play. Yeah, and I think a three-strike rule gives plenty of room. I think that gives room. Okay. So, but it's going to have to be kind of individualized also. You know, I was a chronic relapser. I was in detox 22 times in 2 years. Right. But the problem there was I kept going to detox thinking I was going to get help, but they never helped me. Um, I went to I went to AA thinking that that I was going to be assigned a sponsor because that's the way I was taught. I didn't hear the I didn't hear that if you're willing to be a sponsor, please raise your hand. I didn't hear any of it. I was just waiting. It almost killed me. And I don't want that to happen to somebody else. I don't. So, but instead of running around bitching and moaning about it, I'm going to do something about it now. So, um, yeah. All right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to cover, and now I just feel not overwhelmed, but there's just a lot of information on my head. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go relax, take it easy now. I put in a lot of effort today. So, right? Yeah. Give them a reason not to relapse. That's what you do. Yeah. And how do we do that? Encouragement, man. Encouragement. You know. Um, yeah. Remember, I also have a really, you know, I have like an acre and a half in a whole building I can use for events and fundraising and events and fundraising. Hello, Bueller. It's like God put I mean, I even have good jobs working with. I don't know. You know, somebody could come along on that one. So no. Till my meeting on Thursday, I'm keeping that one. Some people know, but I don't want to tell it here. You know, if you do me a favor, um, and play the devil's advocate for me. Yeah, yeah, Dion. But what about this? And Dion, what about that? I need that right now. I don't. I don't think you'll be questioning me, but it's like this. All this stuff needs to be covered. Okay, it needs to be taken care of, and I'm not going to know it. I'm not going to know it all. I'm not going to remember it all. There's no way. And I don't want it. To do it to do it alone is stupid. And Gary, I'm not ignoring you on that. Okay, I hear you. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. All right, there's a place for you. I'm just trying to figure out what's best. You know me, man. You know me. So, um, I just think if we do this, I think there's a lot of neat things that we can do. I really do. Um, and I'll tell you, I'm going to make little to no money off of it. It's not about money. You know, Ray, he had a piece of shit apartment in Inglewood across the street from the Dragon's Den, man. And he drove around a piece of shit car. Thing was breaking down all the damn time. And he did a lot of good. So I just want to do a lot of good, man. So keep up with the hard questions. Keep up with the hard questions. I appreciate them. Because if we can't answer these hard questions, then honestly, I have no business being in the field. That's how I feel about that. So thank everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Good stuff. I love that there's a lot of people on board. and that people that I respect are understanding what I'm saying, which means I'm not full of shit. So good stuff. All right. I love you. Peace out and have a day.